Hi, my name's Tree, and I'm the gay best friend your girlfriend definitely doesn't tell you about. I've been diving into Honkai Star Rail for the first time this past month, and let me tell you, I've fallen hard for the world, the story, and especially the characters. But enough wholesome talk. Here's the truth. The men of Star Rail, they've got me feeling some type of way. I'm horny and they can rail me. So today, I'm ranking all the guys based on my personal thirst levels. Get ready for a totally objective, scientifically rigorous thirst tier list. So let's get into it. Before we jump into the rankings though, there are a few characters I've left out for good reason. Let me explain who they are and why they are not on the list. These are the untouchables. Alright, time to address the younger members of Honkai Star Rail, Yanqing, Arlon, and Misha. Look, I'm not trying to pull a Drake here by talking about kids on an attractiveness ranking. I don't care what their ages technically are, these characters are child-shaped, and that's where I draw the line. Yanqing might be a sword-wielding prodigy, but let's be real, the Xianzhou basically treats him like a kid, and that's all I see too. Arlon, absolute sweetheart with more loyalty than most adults, but again, he's just got little brother energy written all over him. And Misha, he's the type you just want to encourage and watch grow, not rank on a thirst list. So, yeah, Yanqing, Arlon, and Misha are staying unranked. I'm not weird and we're not going there. So let's keep this ranking focused on the adults in the room. Another character that we are going to be avoiding is Kalis. He is the main character and in some ways, me. Now, Kalis isn't your typical blank slate protagonist. He's a bit of a lovable loot goblin. His tendency to dig through trash is such a quirky, endearing trait that even other characters start to notice. And when it comes to dialogue, the choices range from completely normal responses, as any player might expect, to wildly unhinged remarks, which honestly feel way more Kalis than anything sensible. But at the end of the day, Kalis is still the avatar I control, so it feels weird to throw him into a ranking. It's like the moment I rank him, I'm crossing some funny self-love boundary, which, as an internet-dwelling entity, I'm really not about. So, even though Kalis would probably land somewhere in the upper middle if he were just another character, he's staying unranked for now. Just let the loot goblin live his best life. Alright, with the unranked characters out of the way, let's get into the real reason we're here. The official Thirst Rankings. Brace yourself as I dive deep into each of the Star Rail men and why they either made my heart flutter or didn't.
Oh, I can't stay away from books and bathtubs.
So, starting off with the touchables, Dr. Ratio is probably my most controversial pick for last place. He's undeniably hot, with that serious, intellectual vibe, but every time he starts talking, it's like he's giving a lecture on why everyone else should be better. I get the appeal of a sharp mind, but every interaction feels like I'm being quizzed, and who wants that? Plus, his name? Dr. Ratio. It's like MiHoYo decided to turn a meme into a character, which makes him hard to take seriously. There's also a little bitterness from the fact that he was free at one point and isn't anymore, so it just adds to the annoyance. If he could chill out on the constant superiority complex, maybe he'd rank higher. But for now, Dr. Ratio stays firmly at the bottom, and he's probably a bottom too, so whatever.
It's all a bunch of fudge this and fork that.
Usually, I'm a fan of either cowboy or emo characters, but Boot Hill is a strange mix of both. He's got that edgy, hot topic energy like an emo kid raised in the deep south. And then there's the And then there's the shark teeth look, which is unique but also concerning. Cool in theory, but in practice, it's a bit much. He has his sweet moments though. He's still got a gentlemanly side when he's around other characters, like buying you a drink or making things right if he messes up. It's just that cowboy emo shark look that's a little hard to get past. He's fun to watch as a character, but as for getting closer, I'll keep him at arm's length and very far away from my dick.
I have a preference for thick, crusty baguettes.
Argenti is by no means unattractive. He's got the Night of Beauty look down, and I'm a sucker for a fairy tale rose motif. But every time he opens his mouth, it's like listening to SpongeBob if you're obsessed with the beauty of the world. His constant admiration for every little thing, sunsets, roses, the way you fight, you name it. It gets old fast, even if it's genuine. Idealism has its place, but non-stop poetic musings would drive me crazy. If I could tape his mouth shut and just admire him from a distance, he'd be perfect. As it stands, though, he's much better viewed from afar, where I can enjoy the aesthetics without the endless commentary.
Being a shadow means that automatic doors often don't detect you.
Moza has the edgy assassin vibe that should, in theory, make him stand out, but in a cast this vibrant, he just doesn't pop. His outfit leans more toward casual cosplay than believable assassin's attire, and it feels a bit too costumey to take him seriously. I do like his eyes and his hair. They're well designed and eye-catching, but if his costume incorporated more contrast or a sharper design, he might look more like a serious assassin. Right now, he's attractive, but he's too subdued to leave a lasting impression. He's the kind of character who blends into the background instead of standing out, and that's just not enough to elevate him higher on my list.
I grow flowers. It's just that I'm not very good at it.
Gepard is the quintessential handsome knight, complete with classic blonde hair, blue eyes, and honorable intentions. He's got some cute details too, like ice motifs on his armor and fur accents that make him feel suited for a winter biome. Plus, he carries a guitar case as a weapon, which is unexpectedly charming. However, the whole blonde, blue-eyed knight trope is so common that Gepard doesn't feel particularly memorable. He's the safe, reliable character type, which works fine, but he'd be a little too predictable for my taste. I like a bit more excitement in a fantasy setting, and Gepard just feels like vanilla ice cream when there are so many other flavors out there.
Need me to watch your back?
Blade almost convinced me to play the game. His visual design is flawless, with that spider lily motif and dark, traditional vibe. He's exactly what I love in a character, sometimes. Edgy, mysterious, and undeniably striking. But then he brings in that Joker light energy, and it's just a little too chaotic for me. I'm past the phase of finding unhinged appealing. He's magnetic, no doubt. With that brooding aesthetic, I get why he's so compelling for anyone craving intensity. But if we're talking real-life relationship goals, I'd need someone a bit more stable. Blade is fascinating in small doses, but keeping him around long-term would feel like keeping a storm in a bottle.
If you got the cash, I got the... No cash?
Sampo is the ultimate rogue. Playful, charismatic, and always up to something. I love the mischievous energy he brings, but his charm teeters dangerously close to annoying and unreliable. He's got this slippery vibe, and if things got tough, I'd expect him to be out the door in seconds. For a quick fling, he's perfect. Great for some short-term excitement, but not someone you'd count on for the long haul. His smile with that, "Oh, you caught me doing something I shouldn't" look definitely adds to his appeal, but let's be real. If I'd want someone who's sticking around through thick and thin. Sampo's fun, but only if he's gone by morning, and he probably would be.
After spending so much time with everyone, I feel like I'm starting to age backwards.
Welt is refreshing in Honkai Star Rail. A mature character who brings this calm, seasoned presence that's incredibly appealing. He's one of the few who genuinely listens, like really listens, and that makes him unexpectedly endearing. His quiet confidence and life experience gives him this subtle charm that just draws you in. There's a sense of reliability with him that's hard to ignore. Thoughtful, considerate, and someone you'd count on. Welt's the type who'd be steady in any situation, and that sense of groundedness makes him a rare find. He's one of the few I'd see working in any context, making him stand out all the more.
Shame. I can't give you the burial that you seek.
Luoja's intensity and touched by death vibe make him instantly captivating. He literally carries a coffin over his shoulder, which gives him an air of mystery, and there's a sense that he's been through more than most. But that same seriousness can feel a bit intimidating, and he keeps everything close to his chest. There's a haunted beauty to him, a sense of mystery that's hard to resist. But for someone looking for warmth and openness, he'd be a challenge to approach. He's absolutely beautiful, yet with that intense enigmatic quality, He's definitely someone I'd keep at arm's length. Stunning, but maybe a little too distant to feel safe with.
My brother has always been my protector.
Sunday has a fascinating, almost angelic aesthetic with a hint of Lucifer-like darkness that's hard to ignore. He's got a magnetism that makes you want to know more, but his intense attachment to his sister gives me pause. It's admirable, sure, but there's an unsettling edge to it, like he'd do anything for her, maybe even to an extreme. That dark, otherworldly vibe pulls you in, but when it comes to building a healthy relationship, he'd be tricky. There's just something about Sunday that makes me think he's better left as an intriguing character instead of someone to get close to. He's mesmerizing, but that intensity might be best admired from the sidelines.
This spirit is called Lightning-Wielding, Thunder-Clapping, Spirit-Squashing Lord.
Jing Yuan is smart, powerful, and incredibly handsome. He's got that quiet confidence, the type that doesn't need flashy displays to command attention. But his role as a leader consumes him, and it's clear he's married to his duty. I get the sense I'd always be competing with his responsibilities, which would make me feel like I'm not a priority. As a character, that loyalty and dedication to his people makes him impressive, but for a partner, I'd want someone who could actually be present. Jing Yuan's attractiveness is undeniable, but he's the type you admire for his strength, not someone who could really give you his full attention. Impressive, yet not ideal for a close relationship.
I've never had any hobbies in my life besides spicy food.
Zhao Chou is a chef through and through, and his belief in food as healing gives him this depth beyond his playful, fox-like energy. He's dedicated, and you can see that he genuinely cares about his craft. There's a mischievous charm to him that's hard to resist, especially with that ever-present, teasing smile. He's pretty close to perfect, well, aside from the logistical challenge of his fox features. Imagine accidentally rolling over on his tail in bed. I'm not sure either of us would recover. Still, he's got a warmth and a passion that makes him feel real, like someone you'd want to spend time with. Just maybe a little easier to admire when you're not worrying about his tail.
Go ahead. Use me as you wish.
Aventurine's the type of character I wouldn't normally go for, but he has this undeniable charisma that makes you want to take a chance on him. He's the thrill seeker, the gambler, always chasing excitement, and it's hard not to be drawn to his confidence. And let's be honest, his style is top-notch, from his sandy blonde hair to that impeccably detailed outfit. He's magnetic, no doubt, but his high-risk personality would make me a little too nervous. He's someone you'd want to admire and maybe share a wild night with, but I'd be cautious about getting too attached. Aventurine's exciting, but better appreciated as a vibrant character than a stable partner.
Me? At his age, I was just a little terror, biting everyone in sight.
Gallagher is the rugged, scruffy type who has only gotten more attractive with age. There's something about his quiet confidence that just hits differently. He's not trying too hard, and that makes his charm feel effortless. I could picture him mixing drinks at a bar, casually drawing attention without even trying. He's got that dependable, low-key vibe that's incredibly appealing in any setting. Gallagher feels like someone who'd be steady in a way that's rare, making him just as attractive in reality as he is in a game. His grounded presence and rugged appeal makes him a strong pick in both worlds.
I don't fight because I like violence or want to win the championship or to show off to anyone. I just think there are too many thugs in the underworld and the kids need a good example.
Luca's warmth and tenacity are what make him so magnetic. He carries a powerful lesson about fighting against the odds, shaped by the people he's met and the struggles he's faced. His passion makes him impossible to ignore, and that soft, genuine side only adds to his appeal. Plus, he's a redhead, which, enough said. He's the kind of character who feels inspiring no matter the setting, and his gentleness would make him so easy to love. Luca's the perfect mix of fantasy appeal and real-life ideal, making him an easy choice for the top two. There's just no way around it. Luca is someone you'd want in your corner, no matter what.
The future is unknowable, but I have a choice.
I fell in love with Dan Heng at first sight, so I'm biased, but clearly, duh, he's number one here. Dan Heng is the perfect blend of quiet mystery and unwavering strength, and that combination makes him completely irresistible. I'm not much of a talker myself, so I appreciate his calm demeanor and his tendency to speak through actions rather than words. There's a depth to him that hints at a secret, but it's clear he'd let go of any burden if it meant helping those he cares about. And the scene where he almost gives mouth to mouth? Absolutely swoon-worthy. I'm weak for moments of affection from male characters, especially when it feels rare and meaningful. And when he reveals his true form, game over. The water dragon aesthetic, the mystical aura, he's everything I love in a character. What sets him apart is the way he shows he cares. He's always looking out for people, finding ways to protect them, even if he's not physically present. Dan Heng will always be there, steady and reliable, making him the best boy without a doubt. And there you have it, my official, highly scientific ranking of the men in Honkai Star Rail. If you enjoyed this deep dive into the Star Rail men and want to see more rankings like this, or if you totally disagree and have your own thirst tier list, drop a comment below and let's chat. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell so you won't miss my next video. Thanks for joining me on this journey, and until next time, keep simping responsibly.